Okay guys, today's video, we've got a Gibson. It needs strings. Let's string this thing up. Alright guys, so this thing needs new strings on it. We're looking like it's a Gibson Les Paul Tribute, and it's been top wrapped right here. Very beautiful guitar, 50's Tribute. One thing that I've noticed about it is that the truss rod cover is upside down, the little bell. So let's take this off of here, because that doesn't look quite right. Okay, and since we're in here, let's do a let's test this truss rod. Here we go, that's our truss rod tool right there. There's loosening it, there's going to tighten it down a little bit. Oh, that's working good. So that's always a good sign. A working truss rod. I'm going to leave that cover off for a little while until we get some new strings on it. So one thing that I did notice about this guitar, it just recently got traded in. But one thing that I did notice is our string gauges. I do kind of like the top wrap thing, but I'm not going to do that. It looks like we have a 42 there. And it looks like there's a 10 there, but our B string looks to be a 9. So somebody got a little confused when they restrung it, and they flipped these two strings around. But that's okay, because all these strings are coming off, and maybe that's why this guy traded it in, because he didn't like how it played. You never know when, you know, people trade stuff in, what their motivation for trading an item is. But I'm pretty sure this is a 50's Tribute. You guys leave it in the comments what we're looking at here. Again, I'm pretty sure it's a 50's Tribute. Hardly any string wraps here. The strings are coming off really good. They didn't Gibson wrap these strings or any of that, you know, where you loop it under and then back through kind of stuff. The tailpiece comes off real quick and easy. Let's get these strings out of here. Some of these strings were in good condition. I think the problem was that he just accidentally, whoever owned this guitar, accidentally mixed up his E string and his high B string. And so then he was like, this thing plays like shit, right? I probably could have just swapped out those two strings and it would have been fine. But I prefer, you know, you try to get a guitar to play really, really nice. And then guys will play it in the store for a minute and they'll love it. And they'll buy it, right? That's the whole secret to this game. So we'll put a little bit of lemon oil on the fretboard. This guitar has really beautiful trapezoid inlays, and I have a feeling that this guitar wasn't played very often, because there's no wear on these frets down here in your cowboy cord area. Everything looks really good on this fretboard. Fret ends are a little rough right up in this area where you don't play, but down in here they feel nice. So I'm not going to do anything too crazy and you know, work these frets or anything like that. I don't think that needs to be done. It just needs a fresh set of strings. Snug the tuners down a little bit. They're already pretty nice and tight. Alright, so just looking over the guitar as far as condition. A little tiny something right there. Very minimal. I don't see anything as far as dents or dings or anything. Oh, there's a little something right here that's kind of indented rather than scratched. I think that might be straight from Gibson, that dent right there, because it's kind of part of the grain. Sort of an open pore finish to it. And made in USA, 2016. Yeah, it's a 2016. Pretty sure it's a 50's tribute. Today's string choice. And today's string choice, Ernie Ball Primo Slinky. So 9.5 through 44. Now usually on Les Pauls, I would put a 10 through 46. But just to make it feel a little lighter, a little faster, a little more Billy Gibbon-ish about it. Right? Billy Gibbon-ish. We're going to throw just a little tiny smaller set on here. I could go and get a pack of 7s and throw on there, but we're not going to go that drastic. Because what would happen is somebody would play it, they'd want to buy it, and they'd ask me to put a set of 10s on it before they take it home. So I'm not going to do that. Alright. Our A string is a 34 gauge. There's one wrap. There's 2 wraps. About 2.5 wraps around the tuner. Seems good. Our G string is a 16 gauge. Make sure it's in the saddle nice. Our B string is a 12 gauge. There's 1 wrap. There's 2 wraps. There's 3 wraps. 3 wraps. Make sure it's in the saddle nicely. There we go. And then our high E string is a 9.5 gauge. So some of you guys, you know, even myself, when I'm playing a guitar, I can tell a 10 gauge from a 9 gauge set. But I wonder if anybody can tell the difference between a 9 or a 9.5. I wonder if people can feel the difference. Because I know it's easy to feel the difference between 9 to 10, but I wonder if somebody can feel the difference between 9 and 9.5. Alright, it does feel like it's nice and it plays good. Let's go ahead and check our neck relief. Let's see if this fretboard is flat. Oh, you know what? It's got a little tiny bit of relief under there. I think I could snug that truss rod. Takes just a second. One little quarter of a turn. There we go. Pretty good. Pretty darn close. I'm going to leave it right there. Let's go ahead and reattach the truss rod cover. Really good. You don't have to torque these down. You just got to tighten them down a little bit. I have come across these that are completely stripped out. Guys tighten them down too much. Okay, so another thing that is important to do is not have this tailpiece, the stop bar, completely decked, because you don't want the string right here touching this bridge piece right there. So you want to have a little tiny gap between the string and the very back of that bridge. And props to Dave's World of Fun Stuff for teaching us that one. Yeah, don't have your string. So if you deck this all the way down, the string is actually rubbing against the back of the bridge piece here. So yeah, don't have this piece up a little bit. So your break angle, well, you know, this guitar came in and he had it top wrapped, and so when your string is way up here, that solves that problem, where if it's top wrapped, it's not going to hit the back of the bridge. But if you just raise it up a little bit, now we're going to have to retune it again, but keep that raised up a little bit so that the string is not hitting the back of the bridge. Okay, she's all tuned up, ready to go to her new home. Thank you guys for watching. Everybody have a great day. Go buy a guitar.